Okay, everybody, SimplefX back with another backtesting video, and today we are going to be backtesting UJ. I have been asked to backtest this for a while. I haven't traded this pair in a long time, so I'm not that enthusiastic about it. But those of you that do backtest it or that do trade it, hopefully this video serves to help you guys out. All right, so as always, you guys know the drill, know the routine. I'm gonna slide this all the way down here. And we have to stay within a year. So we're going to bar replay, January 2021. I go to 23, sometime in 23, February. Let's do January. Let's say February 9th. There we go. February 9th, 2023. Let's get an idea of what we got going on here. So this pair, just from looking at this right here, I'm not crazy about it, honestly. This is just straight sideways movement. I know obviously if I pull it up some more, it looks a little bit, a little bit more clear, but for the most part, I mean, look at this steep decline here. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it, but we're gonna try it out. We're gonna try it out and see what happens. We're gonna see. All right, so looking at this mountaintop here, we have a nice little push to the upside and a nice correction going to the downside here. So the first thing that I notice when I'm looking at this here is the trend and the market structure. I'm a sucker for a really good market structure, so this is what I'm seeing here with lower lows and lower highs kindly being formed here. We do have an area here that seems to have gotten broken, and price is currently sitting above that structure currently. So based on what this shows here, we have not broken these highs here. Let me pull this up so I'm going to see. We haven't broken these highs here, so this could still very well come down in a downtrend. I'm not a large fan of trend lines. I don't use them very often. I don't think people should be using them too often because they can create a false positive sometimes because there's a lot of human error that can be affiliated with using them. So you just got to be careful with that. So we're not going to go off the trend line. We're going to go off of structure. So here we see we had an area of consolidation right around this area here. Price broke out and we retested that breakout and we began creating higher lows. Okay, so based on that, I'm going to say unless we break these highs right around, I would say these highs for sure, these highs, right? But we're pretty far away from that area in terms of the daily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the 4-hour real quick and try to get an idea. Okay, so as you can see here, like we saw, price was consolidating. We came down. We found support over here at this higher low, and price pushed up, creating a higher high at the same area right there. So no surprise that price has reacted from this area because it reacted there once before. So here we see price is still creating kind of mini lower highs here, and we're holding this area here. So if I was to look for the sell positions, I'd be looking for sells below that low to come down and retest these lows right around here. Okay, now as for the buy positions, I'm going to remove this line real quick and say that if price stays above this area here, then we can look for price to continue up, potentially breaking this high to continue bullish. So if we see here on the 4-hour time frame, this candle did what all these couldn't do. It closed above all these highs. Okay, didn't break these wicks, but that's okay. It's still a nice little strong close above, especially with the lows being right there. Okay, we also have a high right here that can't be ignored, so we got to keep that in mind. But for the most part, I think price should continue up to correct this move here to create a higher high if we are to go back bullish. Okay, so if I was to take a position here, this would be my trade, something like that. Okay, And so the reason why I say I would take this trade here, these are my confluences, okay? Price has gone bullish. We came down. We created support at this low here. We have not broken any lows to continue down, even though we have this nice clean move to the downside here. If I pull this all the way across, this area here was once a resistance. It's broken, and now it's holding as a newfound area of support. It only makes sense for price to continue bullish. If price was to come down, I would need a bearish candle closure below this area and then look to take price on down. So it would look something like this. Something like that. Okay. And that's the plan. That's what it is right here. Now my overall bias is for the buys, obviously, because we're sitting above this area here. I have no reason to look for sells at this point unless the market tells me so. All right, so let's see how this is going to play out. We have broken above here, perfect. Okay, and we retested and closed back close to entry area here. We retested and closed. Now, as long as we don't have a candle closure below this area, we should be good to go. As long as price can keep itself above this area, that's what we want to see. As soon as price starts coming back inside like this area here where it's kind of indecision, it can go down. You might want to start managing your trade at that point. Okay. Okay, yeah. So it's right back inside the zone. The fact that we're not in here yet, no. Okay, so I'm going to count that as a loss. I'm going to say we're not ready yet until we break that high. All we did was create a high area here. Price only retested this, I guess, supply area here, and now it's pushing back down. So until we get out, either we push up or we push down, no trade inside this area here. Okay, let's keep going. All right, is this a closure? Yes, we got a closure here. Next candle breaks the low, and then we should continue bearish. Okay, we did not break. We're still in this area of indecision here. Let's see. We pushed up. I actually should have pushed this up a little higher, but no big deal. We didn't get a closure above anyway, so it's no big deal. Is that a closure? Yes, it's a closure, but a very weak one nonetheless. I'm not too confident about that closure, but we faked out to the downside and we pushed back up. Hopefully this can continue on bullish. So here we go. Ooh, two losses. So we came, this area here, nasty area here. So this is what I'm going to do. 2 losses in here. I'm going to extend my zones and say I think the buys are probable above this area here, and the sells are more probable below that area there. So this zone inside here, I'm not playing with. It's just way too much indecision, up and down movement. 2 losses already inside there, based even off my confirmations. Still did not play out. A lot of sideways movement, waking out, that you just want to stay away from. If I was trading this in real time, I would not trade this. Once I took that loss and then the other loss, that's it. I'm like, no, I'm not playing with this range until price gives me a strong confirmation out of this range and then a retest. At that point, I can look for the buys, or same with the sells. Okay, but now nothing. I want nothing to do with price inside this range here. And that's part of discipline. That's part of learning your trading style and having confidence in your abilities. Okay, am I fretting because I lost 2 trades? No, because I entered them on the same confirmations as I would on any other trade. Okay, your style and your confirmations should not change because of a couple losses. Losses are part of trading. That's what these backtesting videos are for. It's not about showing a bunch of win, because that's not the reality of trading. You're going to take losses. So how do you manage those losses? You know where you're going to get in, you know where you're going to get out, and you give yourself an idea of what the market is doing. Okay, a lot of times when I take trades and let's say I take a loss, I take my time before I take the second trade. But if the same confirmation presents itself, I got to execute, because sometimes, once again, like I said in my last video, your idea may not be wrong. Your timing may just be wrong. So even though I got a break of my zone and price pushed back down, it doesn't mean price ain't going to go up. It just means the timing is off and it's just not ready to push if it's going to go up. Okay. So for now, perfect. We're going to wait till price to break up out of these boxes here. No trade until we break out. Okay, boom. Okay, we finally have a break above here. What I want to see is a price to retest, and then I want to look for the buy continuations at that point. Another thing is when you're taking a trade, guys, whenever you have the market that's been ranging for a while, you might get what's called a breakout. In this case, sometimes it's just going to fly. If it's pushing up, it's going to fly. But in any case, you can either take the entry for the push or you can wait on the retest. Because I've taken 2 losses here, on these buys, I'm going to wait on the retest before I look for the continuation. Okay, beautiful. Came down to retest, broke the high, and then continued bullish. So that was my retest there. The buy was here. Let's see if it hits TP. TP hit. Okay, perfect. And as you can see, candles tell stories, right? Price pushed up, retested here, pushed up again. But look at the candles. This candle kind of looks like this one, so not too much of a difference. But this candle closed very weak bullish. Next one closed bearish, breaking this low and that low as well. So you got to pay attention to that also, because we already see that price reacted here already. No surprise that it's going to react here. So if you're going to take buy continuations above that area, will be the safe one, the safe bet. And if you're going to look for sells to retest this area, which is, you know, the bigger retest, you can obviously take it after price has broken a certain zone here. Okay. Okay. Broke, but it closed above. It broke, but it closed above. You want to close below to take it on down. There we go. There's the retest. All right. So beautiful retest of this area. Now, price is kind of creeping where? Back inside this box here. Okay. It's creeping back up in here. That's the same box we wanted nothing to do with earlier. So if price comes back in here, same thing. I ain't playing with it inside here. But what I'd like to see, I'm going to remove this because I don't need it anymore. What I'd like to see is a price to come back bullish. Break above this area here for longs. Something like that. Okay, that's what I want to see for the buys. And for the sells, I want to see price, well, yeah, I'm not taking sells in here because it's indecisive. So even for sells, I need to see price break way below here for me to be safe with the sells. In here, don't trust them. All right. So for now, we're only thinking about the buys. If I get a bullish closure above this area, then I'd be looking for price to break that high and then continue bullish. Okay, so I don't know which one came first. I hate that about TradingView with the bar replay. Doesn't always tell you, you know, which one. But in any case, price pushed down, faked like it wanted to push down, retesting this demand down here, pushed up, broke the high, closed, and gone. Now, this is the 4-hour time frame. I'm sure it looks a little different on the 1 hour, which obviously it does. Price pushed down. This had to have been some sort of news or something, I'm guessing. February 14th, Valentine's Day. I don't anticipate there was any news on that day, but based on this candle, and it hit at 8 o'clock, might have been some sort of news that caused it to whack out. Either way, I heard something in a video the other day that really made a lot of sense to me. And the person in the video said, news doesn't create structure, it just creates volatility. So I think that's the way it was said. It might have been worded a little differently, don't quote me, but that's the way I heard it. Was basically, even though you have news in some cases, news never really breaks any type of, you know, structure within the market. It's already priced in anyway. It just creates volume to move the market a little bit quicker than normal market conditions would do. All right, so that's pretty much it. So same confirmations, price pushed up, retested whatever this news event was, and eventually smacked the top of the TP area there. Okay, so let's keep going here. All right, so let's go back to the 4-hour. So as long as price stays above this area here, I like buys. I like buys. If it comes down inside here, I don't know. I don't know about that. But if it stays inside here, we should be good for the buys. All right. So price pushed up. We rejected. Might come down and play here a little bit more. Either way, I want to see price continue bullish. As it's doing, beautiful. Guess what? We got the break. We got the break above this area. Like I said earlier, beautiful break. Now price is above this zone here, above these highs. So I want price to stay above these highs for price to eventually continue bullish. Maybe we come down, create a little structure, and then for price to continue bullish. Beautiful. We had a pullback or retest of the high there. Long positions right above this area here. I would have to go back to find a TP. There's TP right there. Okay. And this is all price action trading, guys. Okay. You don't really see any indicators, EMAs, fibs, trend lines. You don't see any of that stuff. This is strictly price action, reading candles and reading structure. Okay. From here, we had a little bit of a range. Now the market has made a high, made a low. Now we're made a higher high. We may come down and create a low, but either way, we're going to come up and potentially go up bullish. Okay, now we created a low. Very good. If we can break this high, we can continue to take a buy. Tap that area. Give me the buy. We have a closure. Yes, we finally got a closure. Boom, we're in the trade here. This should continue bullish. There we go. We're pushing up here. Are we going to hit TP? Let's see. Come on. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. TP was hit for, oh boy, 156 pips. Okay. Do I go for that when I'm trading? No. Don't go back to say, oh, Charlene, you're a scalper. Why are you da-da-da-da-da? No. This is just back testing, educational, just to help you guys be able to learn to read structure, to read candles, to understand where you're getting in the market, where you're getting out, how to manage your trade when you're in them, and what to look for. Okay. So in this case right here, what do we want to see? Price break above this area. I wanted price to stay above. We created a high, we came down, made a low, we broke the high finally. If you guys want to see, I'll put a line there. Breaking the high of this candle, closure above, a nice little pullback, and bye-bye. We're gone. We even came down and created supports here. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Market took a little breather, and it eventually came up hitting this TP area that it tapped into before. Okay, so I want to keep these videos short. Like I said, I don't want to give too much on the videos because I don't want to drain anybody. But this is EU. This is UJ. All right, how to trade UJ, how to trade it with market structure, price action. Look at this. Look how clean this is. Right, we got out of this range. We pushed up, created a low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. That's it. That's it. When you're looking to trade, guys, you're only looking for structure and to understand what the candles are telling you, which direction the market wants to go in. And also being patient. Being patient and waiting, because the reason why I say that is this. If you come here and you say, oh, market is pushing bullish, we got to close. Market came down, I see a weak bullish candle closure here, especially on the 4-hour time frame. Right? And then you're like, oh, ready? We're ready. The market broke the high here. I'm ready to take a buy. You're taking a buy at a high, number one. And number two, market hasn't created a low. So if you're looking here and you're like, oh, well, I can take a buy here. And then you see the market do that on you. Now you're upset. You took a loss. You know, it's stupid. And then you come to your computer 2 hours later and then you see the market way up there. And you're upset. You're kicking yourself because you're like, you know, what the hell happened? But in reality, you just have to be patient and know when to get into the market. And sometimes, once again, losses happen. You can't always be right, but you have to make sure you have some level of consistency with your trading. And by consistency, I mean being disciplined, being patient, and knowing exactly what you're looking for, planning your trade before you see it happen, so that when the confirmations that you're looking for actually are forming, you have a lot more confidence to enter the trade and to be able to maintain it. Okay, so let's do one more setup here and see if we can wrap this video up. Okay, so market is holding support. All right, there, beautiful. Bounce, 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 bullish push. We close above this area here, very good. And now price has retested this area here. So if we're looking for buys, you should be looking for your support areas. Okay, you look for price to come down to give you a low for you to be able to take a buy. So if I see the market pumping like this, I'll be looking for it to give me some level of a retest before it continues up bullish. All right, so we're gonna look here and say, okay, we have a high that was formed here. I'm going to let the next candle form to see what it does. Creates a higher high. Very good. No big deal. No big deal. We're still waiting for a low to be formed. There we go. Beautiful. There's a low right there. If price can stay above this area here, we're good for the buys. If it does not, then we're good to take a sell onto the downside. And the safer sells would be right around this area here. So this would be the sell. Something like this. And the buys would be something like this. Okay. He did not hit TP. No, he didn't hit TP on that. It came close to it, and then it pushed up. I was hoping it would come down and retest these lows, but we're pushing on back up here. So we're going to close out the sells. And let's see if the buys play out. Let's see if the buys play out. Now, here's the thing about the buys. The buys, I wanted to see them above these highs, but that might be a bit too far. I think, well, no, I'm going to keep it there because this is a resistance, and I don't know if price is going to break that resistance. So yeah, we're going to keep it here, and I'm going to wait for a candle closure above there for the buys to tick off. Let's see. We have a wick. Let's see, do we get a closure? And finally a closure. Here we go. Right there. Let's see if price continues bullish. Oh, that's a loss. Dum dum dum. That is a loss. Did not continue bullish. We retested, but we did not come back up. We're in a range. Looks like here. Looks like the market is ranging at this point. Even though we have made a kind of a high and we're testing. This could be a wick on the daily. Not sure. Either way, we're ranging over here. So what I'd like to see is for us to get out of this range here to look for another setup, because even though it's moving, it's just choppy. A lot of choppy movement here. I'm not too confident about that. Price is holding this support here, and then we have a push. We could have a push to the downside as well. Kind of steep, not sure, but either way, we're in a range. It's in the range. We don't trade ranges because you don't know which way it's going to go. You're going to get a lot of choppiness, and you have to know when to adjust so that you can take a high probability trade. Anything inside here is a low probability. Anything above it is going to be high. All right, I think that's a more confirmed sell there. Beautiful. What I'm going to do is wait for a pullback. And once we get that pullback, we should be off and running. And over here, I'm going to move my arrow there. This is just a random TP. I don't know where the next resistance is, but I want price to stay above this area. Okay, I need candles to close above here to give me confirmation to continue. If price comes back inside this ugly range, I am out. I want nothing to do with it. If price comes in here, close your trade. All right. Push up higher. We're still not in. We're waiting on a pullback. We get that pullback. All right, beautiful. Decent pullback here. We're pushing up here. So let's say here. Sometimes your pullback is not going to come where you want it to come. Got to adjust it a little bit. Kind of a range here. I don't know what I think about this, but either way, I need the market to stay above here. Clean this up a little bit. It's a little messy. Okay. As long as we stay above this area, we're good to go. Oh, closed. We came down, but wicked up and we closed. So if we don't get a candle closure below that area, we're still good for the buys. And I'm not liking what I'm seeing in the past here. Made a high. We're kind of creating lower highs here. This high never broke that high. This one retested. I don't know about these buys. Let's see. Oh, continued up. Continued up. Now this is a random TP area. I don't know what's over here. Let me see. So we have this right there. So let's see if price can hit that area right there. So yeah, this was a risky sell because this one pushed up. It was hard. It was struggling to come back. This one came, but it looks like eventually we started to come back up. So just out of curiosity, let me see if price actually does end up hitting TP, which is looking like it's not going to. Oops, I was wrong. Okay, it did. Wow, a lot of up and down. A lot of up and down. I'm not a fan of UJ. I can tell you that right now, because all this wicking and ranging and then it wants to move, that's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So that's UJ in a nutshell, guys. Those of you that trade this pair, I mean, it's a good beginner pair. From what I've been told, I actually traded it when I first started, but not too long. I didn't trade it very often. So seems like an okay pair. Doesn't seem to have a lot of fake outs, but I don't like the ranging. Okay, we had some ranging here, some ranging here, here trending, and then another range before it took off. So that's way too much ranging going on in such a short time span. So that's UJ. Rewatch the video if you guys need. Always here for questions, comments, concerns. Don't forget to join my broker link in the description box with HANKOTRADE and join the $10,000 live account giveaway that we have in the running currently. Open up a live account and go to work. Practice all the teachings you see me teaching in these videos, and you guys will be fine. And if you really want to learn exactly how I trade to be able to see the markets the way I see them, as always, you're more than welcome to get my course so that you can have the one-on-one help that you need with me and get the right knowledge to help you become a profitable trader. All right, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed these videos. As always, it's your favorite female trader, SIMPLEFX. I'll catch you guys on the next one.